What is the next thing to go from maybe a few $100s per week to $2,000 per week?
I have a couple answers to that. Get out there and right? I believe that that's the most direct way to market your business. But not only that, it will actually help you develop your which is going to be invaluable for your business.
I don't even know if you remember this, but one of our clients, you had coached him on the he didn't spend a single dollar, went from $2,000 to $13,000 in less than a month. Miguel built a 6-figure pressure washing business in only 60 days, and we're gonna show you guys how you can do the same. Okay, so let's assume I'm a brand new business owner. I have the equipment, I know how to do the jobs. I basically understand everything to run the business. The only thing I can't do is get customers. What would you recommend to get your first few customers as quickly as possible?
So assuming you have all the necessary tools and equipment to complete a job, the very first thing that I personally would do is reach out to all of my friends and family members and offer to do a project for little to no money, just for the mere fact of building up that experience and then also getting some good reviews under your belt so that you can leverage that to getting actual paid jobs.
So really the goal with this approach is not to make a ton of money right off the bat. It's really just to gain some experience, get a better understanding of how to complete the jobs before you actually start to market yourself and, you know, complete work for people that are strangers and you don't know.
Yeah, and look, I'll be honest, just like any other business that you would start, you're gonna make mistakes. It's natural, it's the name of the game. And so personally, I'd rather make a mistake on my childhood friend's home because he could be a lot more lenient than, let's say, a actual paying customer, which things could potentially go south. So it's definitely the best bet in terms of building up that experience and being completely comfortable with going all in and servicing everybody around you.
Awesome. So let's say someone has gotten some experience, they want to move quickly. So let's just say first week, they've reached out to a ton of friends and family members, banged out like 10 jobs in that first week, got a ton of experience. And by the way, should definitely be trying to get Google reviews, referrals, basically just squeeze the juice out of these jobs. But let's say that first week they got a ton of experience and now they feel pretty confident in the work they're doing. What is the next thing to go from maybe a few $100s per week to $1,000, $2,000 per week?
Yeah, no, so that's a really good question. And I have a couple answers to that. So once you feel comfortable with providing these services, the next thing that I would personally do, get out there and knock on some doors, right? I believe that that's the most direct way to market your business. You're able to tie a face to the business that you're looking to grow and scale. But not only that, it will actually help you develop your sales abilities, which is going to be invaluable for your business.
Yeah, especially considering at one point you're gonna wanna start doing paid advertising. So if you can better your sales abilities with free leads before you start jeopardizing paid leads, then you're just gonna set yourself up for success as opposed to potentially burning money.
Yeah, for sure. And look, you're gonna get no's, like a lot of them. Expect it. It's the name of the game. If somebody told me that for every 19 no's comes one yes, I'll be so excited to knock on 20 doors, 40 doors, 60 doors, because I know the yeses are bound to get there.
Yeah, and it's usually the people that don't take action and don't knock on doors that complain about how bad door knocking really is. But the people that just get out there and grind and just do it on a daily basis, they love it. And there's so many business owners I speak with today that they, even though they're doing paid advertising, it's working, they can scale that. They still want to do door knocking just because they enjoy it so much. But just the fear of being told no is literally what's holding so many people back from just going out, door knocking, generating jobs for free. It's only costing you your time. And especially in the beginning when you have the time, that is the time to be door knocking. So do you have any advice for that person that is struggling to just go out there and get it done?
Yeah, so starting a business and beginning your entrepreneurial journey, I don't know how else better to say this, but you gotta eat shit. And door knocking is what I believe to be exactly that, right? And so you not only improve your sales ability, but you learn how to take a no, which I think is extremely important because that's naturally gonna make you bulletproof and a better salesperson, whether that's selling pressure washing, gutter cleaning, window cleaning, or whatever it is. So get out there and be okay with eating shit. And I talk to so many business owners on a daily basis that rely on door knocking for the majority of their work. And with that, they're able to implement other strategies which will ultimately allow them to get referrals from the jobs that they close from door knocking, and then pretty much develop a domino effect with just knocking on some doors, getting some no's, you'll get some yeses. You do good work, you leverage that, and you'll get even more work from that. Just keep it going.
Another thing to consider too is I speak with a lot of 7 and even 8-figure pressure washing business owners, and every single one of them has people on their team that is door knocking.
Yeah.
So you can't, if you want to build a team that will go out and door knock for you, you need to actually be able to door knock. You can't just go tell people to do something and expect them to do it if you're not willing to do it yourself. As a leader, as a business owner, you need to set the example for your team. If you're not willing to door knock, why would they? So in the beginning, it's not going to last forever. Eventually, it's going to bring you enough work where you can invest in paid advertising, and then you never have to door knock again. But one, you were able to kickstart your business. But number two, you can actually train your employees to door knock. If you don't understand the script, how to speak to people, how to sell them on the services on the spot, then you can't teach your team how to do it.
No, absolutely. And I think that one of the biggest traits in a successful business owner is being good and knowing how to delegate, right? And I also believe that no business owner should delegate anything within their business until they feel that they are an expert within that area themselves.
Yeah, 100%. A lot of the most successful business owners I speak with, they're so successful just because they're so good at delegating. But some of their biggest failures have came from delegating roles that they didn't understand very well. So they either, they were overpaying someone, they were paying someone that didn't know what they were doing, or even just getting taken advantage of because the business owner didn't know what to expect with that role. Okay, so at this point, the business owner understands door knocking is important. They're ready to eat shit. They're going out, they're door knocking, closing a few jobs, and getting better at sales. From that point on, what should they do to scale?
Now, what I also would do to further market my business is take it to the digital side of things. And what I'm referring to is Facebook group strategy. Now, what the Facebook group strategy is, it involves you joining a ton of Facebook community groups. And when I say a ton, like, people may think that I'm talking about like 60, 70. Like, realistically, I'm talking about 200 plus, right? And to implement this particular strategy, it's as simple as entering the groups tab within Facebook. In that search bar, just typing in the name of towns and your state that you're looking to target, and a bunch of community groups, whether that's buy and sell groups, Moms of Princeton,
local events.
Yeah, all of that. Join all of those groups, as many groups as possible. And once you've done that, you're now in around 200 groups or so, average group having around 7,000 members. And so you can already kind of figure out that potential reach in of itself. Now, once you've solidified yourself in all these groups, here's the key of the implementation. When I make a post in these Facebook community groups, I'm not looking to sell any of my services.
What do you mean by that?
I feel like the traditional way of just selling your services with a 10% off until the end of the week or $50 off this service, it's very played out in the service industry. And a lot of people are just wired to ignore that, skip over it, heck, even swipe faster. My goal has always been to provide value in these community groups. Because if you're providing value based on the knowledge and expertise that you have within these industries, not only will you not come off as a annoying salesy person that nobody really likes, you're now coming off as somebody that is just looking to provide value to the community. And for most people, that actually stands out in a much more positive way than a little 15% off, $40 off, or whatever the case may be.
Plus, those posts look super spammy. It screams ad. It's very disingenuous. So, like you said, people just scroll away. But if you're sharing with people how to pressure wash your driveway on your own, how to clean your gutters, how to do all these things themselves, then it's going to seem very trustworthy and just very selfless. And more often than not, they're not going to want to do it themselves. So they'll appreciate your suggestion, but they'll probably just reach out to you anyway to have you do it for them.
Yeah, no, that's an extremely valid point. And I actually want to bring up a story within my personal experience of just providing value within these Facebook groups. And I remember I made a post where it was almost pushing these homeowners to grab that 2.5 gallon per minute pressure washer they got sitting in their garage, and try to clean your home, right? Even give them like some quick little tips and tricks on how they could potentially do it themselves, with the knowledge and understanding that these residential pressure washers can only do so much. And what the homeowner ends up noticing is that, they'll start going at it, but they can't get like those 3rd-story heights, or they can't get that great of a clean. So what ended up happening was these homeowners that saw my post trying to push them to clean their home themselves, they actually ended up reaching out to me and only me because of the post that I made. And so just with that, I was able to build a certain level of trust that none of my competitors could have tapped into, just because of the different approach that I took within these community groups.
Yeah, and I don't even know if you remember this, but one of our clients, Peyton, when he first started working with us, he was doing less than $2,000 per month. He was a college student, so he's working part-time, barely getting any jobs. Mm-hmm. You had coached him on the Facebook group strategy within like the first week or two of him joining. He implemented it right away, and what was really cool was in his specific neighborhood or his area, the HOA was really cracking down on a lot of homes. So he basically just made a valuable post kind of mentioning the HOA and what they could do to solve the issue. And within a few weeks, like I think 3 weeks from that point, he closed $13,000 worth of jobs from just the Facebook group strategy. He didn't spend a single dollar. He went from $2,000 to $13,000 in less than a month.
Yeah, Peyton's an absolute beast. I remember when we had gone over that, and he was so locked into it and like taking notes, and he was like excited to implement this. And it was funny because right after we spoke about it, the very next day, he implementing it and worked wonders for him. And like you said, complete flip of the switch for him. Shout out Peyton.
And that's a key thing too, is immediate action. A lot of people might watch this video and like, that's cool, that's something I should try. I'll save the video, I'll check it out in a few weeks, a few days. They never get to it and they never get anywhere. But like Peyton, he was on the call with you, same night he implemented it, next day he literally closed jobs because he took action immediately. So if there's one takeaway from this video, it's just take action. There's tons of things you can do to grow your business, but if you do nothing, then you can guarantee you won't grow your business. Just take action on these things and your business will inevitably grow. It would be unreasonable for you to not succeed if you follow these strategies consistently and relentlessly. But now back to what we were saying. So let's say someone, they did jobs for friends and family, they got some experience, they started door knocking, they know how to speak with customers, they're getting better at sales, they're doing the Facebook group strategy, so they're getting all these jobs, they're not spending any money on marketing, but at this point, they should be able to get at least 1 to 2 jobs per day from this strategy. That alone should put them at the 6-figure run rate. And if I'm not mistaken, that's what happened with you as well, right?
Exactly that. It's making a lot of mistakes. And I'll be honest, when I had first joined some of these groups, I was only in about 25 groups, and I was trying to do the exact opposite of providing value. I was just looking to sell. I thought that 20% for a house wash was gonna do it, but little to no traction. And so once I made those mistakes, made the necessary changes, complete difference.
Yeah, and another thing too is exactly what you're doing on Facebook groups, you could take that over into Nextdoor, post the same exact stuff, and depending on your area, probably see really good results too. But with that being said, that's 3 things. That's 3 things someone needs to do to be able to hit the 6-figure run rate in their business. Get some experience, just do that with friends and family. That's the easiest part. It's people you already know that will do it for you. You can make a little bit of money and you'll get a ton of experience. And if you fuck up, they're not gonna be as pissed as someone you don't know would be.
Right.
Number 2 is door knock. That's probably the scariest part for most people because they're just scared of being told no. But you're gonna be told no. It's going to happen. If you want a successful business, you're going to be told no over and over again, not just from customers, from investors, from potential employees, from vendors. I mean, you're going to be told no in every part of your business. And this is probably the easiest way to get accustomed to it because these leads essentially cost you nothing.
Yeah.
So you're not losing money by doing this, only potentially time. But in reality, from the skills you're learning, I mean, it's invaluable. It's an amazing ROI on your time. So that's door knocking, and then simultaneously doing the Facebook group strategy. All of that alone could get you to the 6-figure run rate. And if you just focus on those things, then there's no reason why within 30 or 60 days, you're not doing at least $8,000 to $10,000 per month.
Absolutely. And look, I don't know if we're making this sound like super easy, because in reality, it's not easy, but it is simple.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the biggest issues, because people want there to be something so big and so magical that's why they're not succeeding, because they don't know that secret yet.
Yeah.
But there is no secret. It's just a matter of doing. And those 3 simple things, you just do it, you'll be successful. It might not happen in 60 days, maybe it'll happen in 30, maybe it'll happen in a year. We have no idea, but it will happen as long as you are consistent and you do the simple things. There isn't a secret formula. The secret is doing the work.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I think anyone that watches this video should have a pretty clear understanding of how they can go from maybe having nothing to hitting the 6-figure run rate. But do you have any final points you'd like to maybe add for that person that is in that scenario right now?
For sure. So there's 2 things. First thing is straight up, keep it simple. And the second one, be prepared to eat shit.
So obviously we have a paid program where we coach people on how to start and scale their pressure washing business, but there's tons of guys, especially the people getting value from this video, that aren't in a position to invest in their business. So I know you're very big on wanting to help people out, even if it's for free, just whether it's through Messenger, hop on a quick call, stuff like that. So if anyone wants to connect with you, how can they do that?
Yeah, for sure. So anybody can connect with me on all the social media platforms just by searching up my name, Miguel Fonseca. And yeah, like Michael said, I'm always more than happy to help other business owners out. So feel free to connect with me on any of these platforms and shoot me a message.
All right, so for anyone that's just getting started, or maybe you've been doing this for a while and just struggling to grow, hopefully this video will help you hit 6 figures and eventually scale beyond that. If you guys want to see a part 2 on how you can scale to 7 figures, then comment down below. All right, Miguel, thank you for hopping on today.
For sure.